Hello, I am Kyle Mellers, and for my final presentation, I am going to address an issue and provide a solution. The issue I decided to attack was poverty and wealth distribution. The reason I decided to tackle this issue is because I believe most, if not all, of us students are either affected by poverty or know someone who is. According to datausa.io, Denver, Colorado has a poverty rate of 15.1%, with a median age of about 35 years old. With a population of over 700,000, that means over 105,000 people within the Denver city limits lives in poverty. This means there are hundreds of thousands more in Colorado and millions more nationwide. In fact, according to povertyusa.org, in 2018, 38.1 million people lived in poverty. What is considered poverty? The rate changes each year, but according to povertyusa.org, the poverty threshold, which is determined by the U.S. government, for an individual was $12,784 annually. For a family of four, the threshold was $25,701 annually. When you live in a country that is reliant on companies and corporations for comforts and necessities, and whose goal is to maximize profits, how do we all survive? What I mean is, when there are millions of jobs at or around the minimum wage, and millions of Americans looking for work, and companies exploiting cost of living for profits, not everyone can win financially. I am a firm believer that every person could be successful, but not everyone can be. At least not how the system works right now. I am, of course, speaking of financial success. Consider that most companies have one CEO and a small board of 5 to 10 people who run a company that employs hundreds or even thousands of employees. Wealth distribution and financial success is not practical for many, certainly not most of these employees. My solution, which is not a new idea, but an idea that needs to be addressed further and deeper, is the implementation of a universal basic income. I am sure most of you have heard this term before and probably know what it means. But for those who don't know, universal basic income is the idea of giving every person, whether that be a town, a city, state, country, or worldwide, an income just for being alive. This idea has been around for a while and was even an idea that Martin Luther King Jr. ran on for abolishing income inequality. The idea of universal basic income in the United States really started taking off in the past year, thanks to two high-profile events. The first was when a very likable Andrew Yang, a Democratic presidential hopeful, used universal basic income as part of his platform for his road to candidacy. Ultimately, Mr. Yang ended his presidential run. The second event was the now ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. With millions of Americans out of work and filing for unemployment, many businesses, large and small, uncertain of their futures, and in an economy on the decline, how do we continue to obtain and maintain our life necessities and leisures? The current U.S. administration has decided to send every U.S. citizen a stimulus check of $1,200. And this was a nice benefit, however not practical or incredibly helpful, when we are looking at life not returning back to normal for months, maybe even a year. One of the biggest arguments against universal basic income is that it is a socialist program meant to get the government more involved in your personal lives. While I will not disagree with the fact that it is a government-run program idea, every person, even the staunch anti-socialists, libertarians, small government supporters, take advantage of government programs daily, including the FDA, USDA, TSA, FHA, and so on and so forth. So unless these individuals are living their lives without the benefits and programs of some government involvement, I pay them no mind. The second biggest issue that opponents mention is that if we release trillions of dollars annually, it will cause inflation. The inflation would affect prices, and we would just go full circle and be right back to where we started. There is some fact to this, but that is not entirely true. Prices will increase and then plateau, but the cost benefit of extra income can be seen in other aspects of our lives. According to thebalance.com, some of the pros of universal basic income include allowing more people to return to school while maintaining an income, or stay at home with loved ones that need care. Citizens could afford to be out of work longer while they find new or better opportunities. It would be a form of straightforward financial assistance from the government, and it would have the potential to stabilize the economy during a recession period. The last benefit, which I think we can all see the benefit of during these economic turmoiled times, the way I look at the idea of universal basic income is, what do we miss out by not closing the wealth gap? What do we miss out in ending poverty? What do we miss out by limiting possibilities and potentials? All that I can think about is all the brilliant minds, the ones that could have and would have changed the world, the ones who could have and would have propelled us into a better future, never getting to make those changes because of poverty and lack of necessary wealth. Universal basic income will give more individuals more opportunities, resulting in a faster rate of worldly development and a faster path to the utopian future that we all wish we had and that hope our future generations can achieve. Thank you.